Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to TFT, Tarot for Today. Divine Dabblings with
Oberon. O'Brien.
Good evening, Mr. Maurice. Good evening, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
We're all getting decked out in our greenery, but you may notice a snow globe here. Why on earth would I have that? Because it's gonna snow tonight.
Or so it says.
Leave it. I hope this is the last appearance of the season. Hey, we've got something else interesting going on here on the TFT stage. It's shadow and sunny tenuously sitting together. How long this will last is hard to say. Hey, Patton.
Hi,
Good to see you. Where's Kara? You got the two cats here.
So, a wonderful Thursday evening it is. Thank you, each and every one of you, for joining us.
Violet Lotus loves your shirt.
Yes, I'm here for the shenanigans.
Yes, we're in our happy green, hoping for spring. Next week we're going to get 50s and 60-degree temperatures, so looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
Just got to get through the cold, bitter cold weekend. All right.
So let's do our collective.
Let's do our collective. You know, I grabbed all these decks out here. I have a couple decks here, but I am going to use for a quick reading, Mr. O, that thing is so far, you're going to have to hold it up for me. The Roar Oracle by M.J. Cullinane for Women's History Month, and of course it was International Women's Day yesterday.
Thank you, Mr. Maurice.
Did it pop up and I missed it? Oh, there it is. Getting the delay.
Thank you so much for your donation. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And now we know it works because we weren't sure it was working correctly. And yes, Patton, it has gotten a little bit longer. A lot of times I'm doing something to maybe the hat makes it look longer. I'm Leprechaun from that movie. Only
I want
not
my
so
pot
scary.
of gold, Mr. Leprechaun.
I don't have that. But I could help you look for it.
Oh, okay. All right, then. Better than nothing. Okay, so let's get this show on the road.
In case you're wondering, yes, I also do the voice for Lady Esmeralda when she occasionally shows up.
I'm going to have you pick one, Mr. O. You know they're upright. They're very slick.
So am I.
In your fancy hat. Uh-oh.
Oh, I love it.
I just dropped the book.
Uh-oh.
So we won't know what it means. What you got?
Queen Nanny.
Oh, I wonder if we had her once before. I know I've had
think
her
we
once
did, yeah.
come up. But at any rate, Queen Nanny. Yeah. Very, very cool. Queen Nanny. Born 1686, died 1755. Known also as Granny Nanny and Nanny of the Maroons, Queen Nanny was an 18th century leader of Jamaican Maroons. Queen Nanny was a small, fiery woman who was not about to let someone else tell her how her life was going to play out. The British who ran the plantations on the island of Jamaica quickly found out she was a force to be reckoned with and believed that she possessed supernatural abilities. She made her way deep into the Blue Mountains, rugged terrain, where she used her knowledge of the land to survive. Over 30 years, Queen Nanny helped free over 1,000 people and led a community of enslaved Africans called the Windward Maroons. Aside from being a healer, she was also a brilliant military leader who taught guerrilla warfare. So bruised by their battle with Queen Nanny and her followers, the British ended up suing the Windward Maroons and asking for a peace treaty. Queen Nanny and her followers not only gained their freedom, but also a large portion of land. There is so much more to her story, and if you want to dive deeper, I recommend the documentary Queen Nanny, Legendary Maroon Chieftainess. Okay, so here's the interpretation. When Queen Nanny arrives, you may want to go into your history. What lessons from the past would help your situation today? Maybe your grandmother had an old herbal remedy or spell that would do some magic. Call on Queen Nanny to be your guide through a difficult situation. Let her wisdom and intuition lead your way.
Mama T, if you're still here, have a pleasant night. Good evening. Thanks for dropping in. And yes, Pat, of course, you'll just have to rewind the tape when you're ready to look at it, but we'll do your reading, your general reading.
Okay, we will do a reading for Mama T after. Yep, okay.
Alrighty.
Just good to see you. You dropped in, Mama T.
Thank you.
Take care. Thank you. And on with the program. So, Mr. O, what cards do you have?
I don't know because I think I put them on the table over here, so I have to reach over to get them.
Well, I can just quickly say we are using the Lenormand tiles. And there is the dreaded mountain in the tiles. All right.
You might as well go through your cards.
I guess I shall. It's not that easy for me. All right, so I've got the MJ Cullinan Grimalkin Tarot. The Page of Cups is in that deck. You can see it there. I have a bit of a reach, so excuse me. Can't see it all. But it gives the cats a lot of space, enough for two to have fit up here tonight. Then we have the Ten of Swords in the Shadowscapes Tarot. I was going to bring out my Hip Chick Tarot, but I could not find it.
She's blaming me.
No, it's just a disaster up in our card room right now.
Our esoteric
The Seven
library.
of Pentacles in the Tarot at the end of the rainbow. Excuse me. I really do like this stuff.
Hi, Sunman. And Sunman is mooning the audience. We're sorry.
And of course, another Cat Tarot in honor of our upcoming cat's birthday on the Ides of March.
Indeed. So I have the Nefertari's Tarot, and that's the Fool. I always love it for the gold shiny stuff. And then I have the Tarot of the Mermaids, or Mermaid Tarot. That's the Queen of Swords. And then I have the Tarot of the Northern Shadows, and that's the Page of Discs. Looks like a little devil boy. Okay.
Sunny butt, indeed.
Just
All
the
right,
facts.
so let's start with Divine You, who wanted to know about the current energies right now, I think.
Ooh. You know, a lot of great talk about current energies and whether card readings or other kinds of readings are...
What are my current energies look like in all aspects? You're talking about the
that article we read. Kind of a cool article. Not sure, it's totally appropriate to discuss it
in
here.
my throat.
But basically it was about world events and tarot or other ways of predicting them and the validity or the ethics.
Well, not even that. It's also about just that, tarot can't possibly predict every outcome, say, like, for example, of this war or whatever. But, that's not to say that people shouldn't do it. It's just to be mindful that, anything goes, and it'll be interesting to see what comes out of a reading, and that goes for any tarot reading. It's not a perfect world. It's not always accurate. Every reader does the best they can and with their intuition, but there will be times it's not. But so I guess the author was saying, just don't act like you have all the answers here, and that this is set in stone, because it's not. I thought that was a good thing. Anyway.
Yeah, we enjoyed the article. I have to read it a little bit more. Okay, so Divine.
Mr. Bennett, the author, is a known writer on some ethical and various topics. I like reading his stuff.
Am I first? Am I first? Am I back?
You can. You've got it. Go.
Are my eyes flashing green?
That's right. He has chameleon eyes, so I wouldn't be surprised if they do have a little bit of a green tint. A little bit. Could be the bad lighting in here, but...
Bet on bad lighting.
Exactly. So, we just keep doing what we do, and we don't claim we have all the answers. It's like with our Super Bowl predictions. Hey, it's 50-50. We're either going to be right or wrong. We're always thrilled when we're right, but, hey. Oh, Sonny's going to be antsy. Why don't you lay down and behave? There you go. People don't want to see your butt all the time on camera. Okay, Divine, your current energies. Let's see.
In all aspects. The reverse Two of Wands.
Okay.
The upright Page of Swords. And then the upright Five of Discs or Five of Coins.
Ooh. Well, current energies look to be, Divine, kind of, how do I want to say this? There's a sense of a feeling of a lack in some area of your life. Now, of course, Pentacles are material cards, but it doesn't necessarily have to be money. There's just this feeling of something is lacking. And I don't know if it's because you feel like certain things, certain plans, or certain dreams, or certain goals right now seem unreachable to you, or that there's setbacks to your plans. But, I feel that Page of Swords here is really the saving grace in this reading. I think that it's trying to say that, you could find your way through this. You need to think this out. Are you really lacking, or is it just a perception you have, Maybe it's time to do some assessment, because it may not be as bad as it seems. And even though there are setbacks, maybe you can then plan ways to work around them.
Well, the Five of Pentacles, Discs, Coins is a very perceptual card in and of itself. It's more about the way we feel about the circumstances and doesn't necessarily say that that is the reality. But I'm more drawn to the Page of Swords here, and I'm suggesting that this is kind of you. You're in a spot where you have to be eminently diplomatic and tactful, show grace under pressure, etc. Some of that is because of, maybe moving on with your new accounts and new businesses, or just the general feeling of how you are seeing yourself in situating into the culture and to the overall dynamics there. So then that's the perceptual part, that maybe you're just trying to be tactful, graceful part for yourself, not necessarily for everything you deal with, all the people you deal with. This one here, though, could be more about that, because it's the Two of Wands reversed, and maybe it is signifying that you feel like there is some tension or tenuousness about some of your current environment. So I think these are those energies there, are just sort of showing you as trying to be graceful, strong, but seeing, some amount of the external pressing in, or maybe trying to alter the picture a little bit. Some of this is about maybe control, about how much control you have. I don't think it's necessarily that perceptual, but I could see that, it could be.
Well, and I look at that Five of Pentacles too, and I remind myself that sometimes it's about a sense of feeling you don't know where you belong or where you fit in or where you should be right now, maybe. That's part of the Five of Pentacles too, is finding your place, and also feeling that you just, that you have a right to a place in a certain area of your life, whether it's finding romance, whether it's business, whatever the case may be. And I feel here again, maybe communication is important here. Maybe you just need to connect more with people and others. And the Page of Swords certainly indicates you are capable of that. So these are kind of the energies, I think, that are swirling around you right now. Where do you belong? Where do you fit in? What is setting back your plans, and why do you feel like you're lacking in some way? Just because there are setbacks to plans does not mean you're lacking. It just means that, you have to make some adjustments. That's all. It doesn't seem like you're really lacking here. It just might, like I say, be a perception.
Well, I think that there are some changes there that do make you feel, that there are some possibilities working against you. That's the Two of Wands.
Shadow.
So you just sort of want to hold on to all of these other powers you have in that Page of Swords.
We interrupt this broadcast because you have to take a quick picture for Kara. Oh, it's too late. It's too late, Kara. Both cats were up here, but Shadow has left. But if you tune into the beginning of the show, you'll be able to see that.
Yeah, she was extra cute today.
We wondered if you were lurking in the background because both cats were here. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I think that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the Lenormand here. Now you say the first card goes to the right.
To the left.
The other day you told me to the right.
No, I did not. Did I?
I'll find it on the tape and show it to you. That's how sure I am you did. That's fine.
You're probably right. Let's do it that way. So.
Snake and Sith.
So. There's some deception involved here. And I can't help but think, since you're asking about the current energies around you, unless you really are having issues with other people right now that you feel have deceived you in some way, I feel this is saying here that you have to cut through self-deception on this matter here. You have to look at things very, very objectively. Maybe sometimes when we're feeling like negative or that things are not going our way, we can't see clearly, enough to realize that we ourselves are deceived in this.
I'm going to say that it's a little bit of both. I think that you need to cut away from some of the self-deception, but I'm still not convinced that maybe there is some pressure on you or some scrutinizing eyes that are maybe, trying to, interfere in certain ways. I don't know how serious that is, but it sort of looks like it could be. It certainly is the kind of thing that maybe just bears you being aware of that and, trying to be open to that. So either way, these are things that I think you can cut away. That's why the Scythe is there. That's why the Page of Swords is there, because they are willing to really do what needs to be done. The Page of Swords, in my mind, kind of guarantees that you'll do it in the most graceful, diplomatic way that will be reasonably acceptable. It won't look like, you're doing something bad, because you're not really. You're just sort of taking care of business.
That's what we have for you, Divine. You. Good luck with that.
All right. Good luck, Divine. Thank you.
All right. Gina wants an oracle. Honor of Mom and Dad's anniversary. Oh, and by the way, Kara loves your cool Irish fedora.
Top of the morning to ya.
Evening. Evening.
No, it's always morning somewhere in the world.
Okay, true. Okay.
As an Irish friend of ours once said. He's been gone many years, though.
All right. So, Gina, all right, we're going to do an oracle. And you had this question on the bottom, too, about a message from them. And are you going to buy the house as a possible thing? Well, let's see what we've got. All right. I've got the Earthcraft Oracle, but I think I'll use again the Oracle of the Seven Energies.
I have to say, I'm not really, up until now maybe, especially much into St. Patrick's Day, it was kind of like that. Well, I'm not really Irish by any exaggerated way of looking at it, and neither are you. Not that that means I can't have Irish pride, you know.
I've had a past life in Ireland. I'm nearly positive.
Pictures or I don't believe.
Well, you know, I have an affinity for Ireland. I can't explain.
We'll do the cards. We'll do your past life.
Yeah, maybe. I just know I've been there before, and that's all.
I might have been. I don't feel a particular affinity in that way.
But really, the green, I like St. Patrick's Day because it just highlights the greening of the earth again.
Yeah.
Spring. And so I like to dress in green. It's one of my favorite colors. I don't even know if I have a most favorite color, to be honest.
Admittedly, I'm more attuned to spring equinox, which of course can be proud of the green too. So there, right?
Let's see what it says, Gina. Mr. O, I'm going to have you shuffle and cut as well. And then we shall take a look at this. Okay. Oh my gosh, Gina! This is about your mom and dad. Where do you see this card, though? Where do you see it?
Well, there was kind of a question there, too.
There was, but where do you see this card?
Aww.
See?
We can't show you. We want to keep it for ourselves. It's so precious. No, we don't.
Hi,
it is
Marcia.
precious, though. Hi, Marcia. The Tender Embrace. It's card 2-2. A master number. Tender Embrace.
The key concepts are compassion, warm-hearted care for the self and others, sensitivity and empathy, benevolence and kindness. Put your hand on your heart and breathe deeply, inhaling a sense of gratitude. Now, how do you feel? Keep doing this, tuning into the world around you, others you know, and even those you don't know. Can you feel compassion for them? Compassion is an emotion of tenderness and sensitivity. It's a feeling of benevolence and reverence as you stand witness to the suffering of the world. Now is the time to reduce that pain and focus on compassion in all areas of your life. Today, do something deliberately kind for another. Even looking a stranger in the eye and smiling can make a world of difference. The questions to ask now are, where do I need to be kinder and gentler? How can I serve, and in what capacity can I be in alignment with the solution to the suffering of the world? Could it be that you need to be more compassionate towards yourself? If you spend all your time in service to others, it's easy to forget about your own needs. When you accept yourself, you can bring more loving energy to others. Today, make a commitment to practice self-compassion. Release yourself from the burdens of perfectionism. Allow yourself the grace to be human, and then do the same for others. It's not your job to tell others how to express themselves, even if you don't like the way the world behaves. Today, be kind for no reason at all and watch miracles arise. I think the key here to your question is, being kind and compassionate to yourself. Your parents are probably saying to you, for all the care you give to others, isn't it time to care for yourself and your own needs? And if buying the house is what you need, then that is the way you should go. I kind of look that way. What do you think, Mr. O?
I do.
And I looked at the bottom card, of course, Gina. What number is that?
37.
Okay. The Oracle's Gift. Second sight, clairvoyance, seeing the future, fate as a future determined by the choices you make now. Seeing the signs around you, recognizing potentials versus determinism. When we ask for a sign from the universe, we are essentially asking for divine guidance that we believe needs to come from a source outside of us. This is because we don't always trust our intuition, our ability to read between the lines and see beyond time and space. And so we ask for signs and look for a mystical reassurance that our mundane lives don't seem to offer. However, an oracle simply provides an answer that is already inside of you, Gina. Oracles show up in myriad ways. Sometimes you see a billboard or hear a song or pull an oracle card, and you get the exact message you need to support your choices or show you the way forward. Regardless of how the sign appears, an oracle is a reminder that you are part of this vast universe. You are witnessed by the great mystery and loved and cared for. It's a reminder that life is magical. You are magical. Today, trust in your own capacity to know what is right, to tune into source and also be able to read the signs reflecting what is true and real within you. Let this oracle give you the gift of knowing that you are indeed on the right track. Repeat the mantra, the light within me creates miracles in my life. The magic is inside you, outside you, all around you, and within you. And so, there's your answer. You have the answer. And you know what I thought was so cool about seeing that first card, Gina, the embrace? Because you were talking about your parents embracing and dancing together today and how close and almost obsessively close they were with each other. I do believe this message is from your parents just by that very nature. That's why I could not believe when I drew that card. So that was pretty cool. Let's do the Lenormand real quick,
Sure.
Mr. O. You can grab first this time since we used my oracles.
Yes, since you hogged the whole thing.
Did you want to read it? I'll let you read one next time.
It's okay.
Yeah. Small print and all. Wow. This might be a message specifically from your mother, Gina. Or it might be saying that, if you're looking for a message, you're probably going to get one if you haven't had a sign through this reading or other things already.
Lady in red.
Oh, God.
Okay. The letter and the lady in red.
I think that's pretty cool. So the letter was first, right? So the
lady was first.
The lady
I
was
drew the
first.
lady.
You drew first. So there's a message coming to you. I'm nearly positive. It's very, very cool.
I'll just go with that too.
Wow. You're gonna move.
Did she, your mom like red? Was that her color? It's Banshee's color.
It's one of my colors, of course. Fire sign me. All right, that's what we have for Gina. We're going to move on. Awesome
All
reading. Right. It must be a message from her. I think it is. It's just so weird. The whole thing was weird, Gina. I think it's very, very in tune with your connecting with them today. And I wish them a happy anniversary in the great beyond. I know they're probably still together.
And now we are on Mr. Maurice.
Mr. Maurice wanted a general
reading.
Yep.
Thank you again for your donation. And I am using the Nefertari's Tarot.
All right. Little sun. A red winter coat.
I see. Very cool.
Oh, that's an awesome idea.
And just a reminder, but my outlook on the emotional exchanges is tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. on our YouTube channel. So check that out. I'm using a new method where I pull 2 cards, and the one card is the good vibration for that sign, and then the second card is the bad trip, meaning the kind of stuff you want to avoid, the negative energies or situations you would avoid. So check that out tomorrow. Thank you. And Mr. Maurice, we have 2 of Pentacles.
Okay, upright.
It's upright, yeah. 6 of Cups.
Upright.
Upright.
3 for 3? No.
No, then we have the reverse 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands, yeah. So I like the 2 of Pentacles and the 6 of Cups the most here.
Yeah.
The 2 of Pentacles says that things are mostly balanced and reasonable. You could want more. You're still trying to tune towards more accomplishments. It may be that there's something right now that you're thinking about from your past. It's not exactly a preoccupation, but maybe it's fonder moments you remember. This could go back to your childhood. This could be anywhere from there. Just something that really, I think, maybe the whole idea was the stability that brought too. So that's not so much about the future. Just maybe saying that maybe something from your past will revisit in the near future. Maybe a visit from an old friend or somebody you knew before. Then finally, with that 9 of Wands reverse, this one's always a little tricky for me. I'm gonna let you jump in.
No, it's the 9 of, no, it's the 6 actually, Mr. Maurice. Read Mr. Maurice's question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's these 6 of Cups there, not the 9.
Yeah, it's the 6 of Cups.
Yeah, there's only 6. And then we have the 9 of Wands. The 9 of Wands is
I might have been going
reversed.
too fast with that. The 9 of Wands is reversed, and I just gotta let Banshee jump in.
Yeah, yes, please do. I'm a little flummoxed, but I think I've got something here. I feel that right now there's a tenuous balance going on in your life. It's not totally like balanced, I don't think. I think that, it's taking a little bit out of you to maintain a balance. It's not a bad card when it's upright. It's just saying that maybe this period is seeing you doing a lot of multitasking or just trying to get a lot of different things in order right now. People right now are working on taxes. Hey, and I'm still working on a Medicare issue. So, yeah. So we know all about having to do a lot of other juggling, with our life stuff. So there could be things with work and pleasure that are just kind of wonky right now, and you're trying to keep on your head above water, and you are doing it. And so, I'd say that, hey, if you want to take a little break for a while and do something that really gave you some joy from your past. Sometimes we work so hard, at maintaining things in our lives that we don't give ourselves enough of a break. So, if there's anywhere that brings back memories from your past, something you used to do in the past, go to a concert, go whatever the case may be, a baseball game, a sporting event, these are things, whatever brings you some happiness, try to do that again and bring back some of the past happiness in your life, because right now it feels like, you've just gotten out of maybe a situation where, you had to struggle, where there might have been some battle or conflict of some sort, some negotiations, and you were pretty much, you were ready to throw in the towel on this one. I don't know if it's necessarily turned out negatively, but I just want to say, because you have positive cards here, that I feel it's taken kind of a toll on you, some of the stuff that you've gone through recently. And I really feel that Nine of Wands is about that, with it being reversed here. And that, when you're at the point of despair or giving up on things in life, it's time to bring back some joy, time to bring back some happiness, and then it will make things flow more smoothly for you.
When I was thinking about this card, when Banshee started talking to it, to me the card was saying, find the fun. And that maybe this card is saying, as a general reading, maybe you'll be thinking, if you can afford this, to do some sort of little getaway in the near future, or some way of connecting with some fun. And maybe, like Banshee saying, the fun is something you enjoyed from the past, just hanging out with friends.
Maybe old friends.
Family, whoever it was. But I'm getting the feeling like maybe this is saying spring break for the younger crowds right around the corner. But a lot of people like to take vacations if they can, or do something to get away. And I'm thinking a lot of this is saying you're going to reward yourself. You've been thinking about, the hard work you're doing and the balancing. And even if everything isn't perfect right now, I think you're going to try to look for the fun.
Yeah, that just seems to be the way I've been going with it.
I had to formulate that. I had to kind of work it over a little bit and listen to her.
I sort of half listened to you because I was formulating and thinking about mine while you were doing that.
2 readers for the price of 1.
Oh.
And sometimes they agree. So you have the first one this time already. And I have the next one. Okay, what do you have?
Oh, see.
The bouquet.
There we go. Total reinforcement here, Mr. Maurice, because...
The crossroads.
Yes, because the first off, the bouquet is not just about getting a gift or receiving praise. It's also about joy and happiness. And it falls right into what we've been talking about there. Bringing happiness back. And so with the crossroads there, it might be indicating, now if you feel like, especially if things are at a tenuous balance or at a crossroads for yourself right now, all the more reason to try to lighten things up a little bit. I always say, there's nothing more healing than humor or music or just go out in nature, just do something that will bring some joy back into your life.
Well, if you're old enough, you remember those Bob Hope and Bing Crosby movies, on the road movies from the 40s or 50s. And so it's like on the road to fun or something,
So I also feel if I had to look at this any other way, because this is a general reading, I would say right now you're at a crossroads in trying to figure out what is the best way to gain something in your life. Whether it's praise, whether it's a bonus, whether it's a raise in pay, a better job position. You're at a crossroads right now with that. But I really think the whole thing kind of fits together with this idea of, hey, cut loose a little bit and have some fun. I hope that resonates because that's kind of what I see today. And thank you so much for supporting us, Mr. Maurice. We really appreciate you.
Thank you. Hope you liked it.
All right. And Gina, that cardinal, that's really awesome. You bet that was your mom or your dad. You said it was a red one, so it was a male cardinal. But hey, who knows in the other realm?
You're welcome, Mr. Maurice. Thank you, too. All right, so we have...
Patton, you got a question today?
Patton has a general reading. They were going to probably conk off. So it's on you.
Alrighty, I'm going to grab my...
Thanks, Violet, for keeping up with that for us.
Mystical Cat cards.
So today at my workplace, it was unusual, but we had a power outage before we even opened to the public.
Wow.
It lasted about 40 minutes, and we were almost sure the power wasn't going to come back on. Somebody had told us that the immediate district had lost power for a number of blocks due to a car accident. A car accident hit a pole, and it might have connected to the transformer or something like that.
Seems to happen a bit around here. We're always getting...
But before I was allowed to go home, the power came back on.
Aww.
Oh well.
And thus I had a quiet moment to myself, this quiet morning to myself.
It's absolutely essential what you do for us because we can't really keep track of all the questions and things.
Yeah.
So we really do appreciate it, Violet. Okay, Patton, whether you're awake or already reclining, you can check this out when you can. Your general reading.
Okay. The Four of Swords is reversed for a sky. Now you've got the Nine of Wands too, Patton, but you have the Nine of Wands upright. The Nine of Fire. Wow, and then you have the Ace of Earth upright, which is, of course, the Ace of Pentacles. This is a very cool deck, too. I do like this deck.
This is the Shadow? Oh, no, this
Mystical
is...
Cat Tarot.
I see.
I think it's by Linnea Weatherstone.
Okay.
Okay, so where am I going with this? Well, it's really interesting here that we have the Four of Swords reversed and the Nine of Wands upright. Because in a way, you know, the Four of Swords, when it's upright, is about somebody who's recovering from battle or from illness or from, you know, just a lot of stuff. And when it's reversed, it's the opposite. The recovery has happened. You are ready to get rolling again and on your feet again. But then we have that Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands, to me, is about preparing yourself for something. It's a little bit of a wary, cautious card, kind of like you're ready almost to do battle or to fight if you have to for something you believe in, maybe, or something that you really want or desire. So I guess what I'm looking at here, Mr. O, if you don't mind indulging me a moment further, now is the time for you to get up, get moving, fight for, you know, in whatever way you have to, whether it's just working hard for it, fight for what it is you really want, for whatever your goal is, and you will get a great new beginning if you do. Growth is assured. The Ace of Pentacles is there. But you have to get back into the world of action, and you have to stand up for yourself.
I'm wondering if you have, to some degree, two minds about this, because I think it's clear, Banshee's right, there is this sort of idea of reinvigorating, you know, new projects, doing something, going back to school, whatever it may be for you, Patton. But the twin poles or the twin feelings are represented here. And even though to some degree they're similar, they're not exactly totally. This one more feels like an obligation. So you have to examine whether or not the things you do are for you or for someone else. But either way are promises or strong feelings that they must be accomplished. With the other one, though, the idea is more like I have a fresh new lease because I can do a number of things. So it's sort of like doing a number of things or fulfilling a set of obligations, perhaps. That's what I sort of see there. Either way, though, it is about really figuring that out and moving forward with that. The stars or whatever are really in your court, Patton.
I think so. I do. Yeah, all of these cards actually are in their positive aspects.
Yeah.
Because the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Wands, as I mentioned in Mr. Maurice's reading, when it's reversed, is kind of more about giving up the fight. You know, you're done. You've had it, and that's why, because of the position it was in his reading, it was a little bit different. In your reading, it's upright, and it's indicating to me that you are ready to do battle for what you believe in and what you want. And now is the time. Now is the time you realize to get up and start doing something to make your goals, to make your dreams grow. That's my spin on it.
So who pulls? Me?
You can. We'll go opposite since I let you go twice in a row. It's okay. Uh-oh. Well, that is interesting.
It kind of goes along a little bit with what I thought about the dual dual pull, like sort of two minds about it, even though it's mostly the same thing. Like there's just a slight nagging. So interestingly, you got fuzzy buddies with you. You got the mice and you got the bear.
The mice are not fuzzy buddies. They're not buddies. They're irritants.
I think that this irritant sort of goes to the idea of what I said about two pulls. One that feels obligatory, one that just says there's a freshness, and that freshness sort of is supported by that card about just being able to run out and do something. Maybe it bothers you a little bit that you have to take care of some things before you can do that freshness. But on the other hand, the bear says you have the strength to plow through this, and really you should look at all of these things as something you need to undertake. Whether it's little things to conquer or whether there are some more serious things that are obligatory to some degree. Okay.
Oh, no, it's okay. I was just kind of figuring out how I'm going to work around him. So, Patton, I look at these and, the mice, along with the bear is about empowerment and power and prestige. And so I think what it's saying here is that, you are strong enough to overcome the petty little things that get in the way of your success. You think you really, when I look at these cards here, and I see, you're rising up again, you're preparing yourself for this battle, but really, it's not, you might be making it almost harder than it is, because according to the Lenormand, you have enough strength and endurance to really overcome the little obstacles that get in the way of success, even if they're in here, in your head. You are an empowered person. And don't forget it. You can accomplish what you want. You can grow your dreams. Just have to get up on your feet and do it.
So I'm looking again at the mice and the bear and thinking about what I said about these two cards representing maybe a dual-mindedness there. And I'm thinking the mice and the bear play into that too, that the idea of the mice being maybe slightly irritated or feeling that there's certain situations that bother them, that sort of plays to this a little bit about the obligatory nature of some corrections. But the bear, on the other hand, as a sign of sheer empowerment, maybe plays to the idea of reawakening. Bears come out of hibernation.
The other thing is, if this is about your health at all, Patton, this is a sign of improvement, that things are going to improve. The bear can also be about strength and vitality, because it's a card of strength.
I think that says good health too.
Exactly. Well, but of course the Four of Swords is like back on your feet in recovery.
So yes.
I don't want to miss the ball on the possibility, since this was a general reading, that, you might be feeling, like you're getting back on your feet again, that things are coming back to normal.
Sure hope so.
So we have for you, Patton, good luck with that.
Thanks for coming again. All right. So I think
I think we are on Kara.
Here's your cards.
Yep, Kara. Oh, Kara and then Marcia, right? Yep.
Yep. My goodness, it could be a short night.
That'll be your deck.
All right.
Yeah, you're right. It might be.
Okay, Kara, I'm going to use the Tarot of the Northern Shadows.
Thursdays have been kind of dead lately. What's going on?
I don't know.
What'll happen is they'll start showing. We always think, do we have to change our show to a different day, night? We really do like Thursday nights. It works pretty well.
Yeah, and if we did that, I would have to talk to my boss about scheduling. So, that's right. Mama T and Violet, of course, will fill out our evening if no one else shows up.
Mr. O, you do look good in green.
Who?
You. I
Really?
said Mr. O.
You know what I wanted? I wanted to get a red-haired wig, because I always think, like, every time I see a leprechaun, they have red hair. So if I'm going to be a leprechaun.
Sonny, it's hard for me to be a good headrest for you when I'm shuffling cards here.
Who dat?
All right. Excuse me. The Queen of Discs. What was Kara's question? Oh, there it is. Better your gifts. Wow, well, oh, Death reversed.
Okay, this is interesting.
It is, considering this card too. The Four of Cups upright.
Maybe Spirit doesn't want you necessarily to work actively at this time. Maybe Spirit wants you to think about other people you might have to help, possibly. But maybe Spirit is saying too that this is a time to maybe slow down a little bit, or to guard yourself, maybe put up some wards. Maybe there's energies around you that you don't necessarily want to project more of. You want to sort of hold them in or be protective. Four of Cups, though, does look like Spirit is asking you to look at options, choices, and maybe this is a planning phase. Maybe this is Spirit saying this is a time to think about planning rather than actually focusing on a particular quality.
Aww. Good night, Gina. We'll
Good night,
see you
Gina.
soon. Take care.
Oh, you ought to see me on sometimes. But she says, wake up.
I do.
Good night.
Wake up, old man, I say. All right, well, you know what? I'm looking here at these cards, Karen. I'm getting a slightly different spin on this. Yes, the Four of Cups is something where you need to meditate more and focus on what it is you want to work on, maybe. What is it you really do want to work on? What stands out to you? Because the Death card is about stagnation. Maybe you've been letting some of your abilities or abilities to fall into stagnation. The Queen of Cups, or I'm sorry, the Queen of Discs. The Queen of Discs here indicates that Spirit, I just feel Spirit feels you have so much potential. You have so much for potential for growth and development, but that maybe sometimes you fall in these periods of lethargy, an inability to make the changes you need to make to better utilize your gifts. Is it lifestyle changes you need to make? Do you need to make more time to work on your gifts? Is it a matter of a better use of time to work on your gifts? And also, look for opportunities. Sometimes it's okay to step back, but when you step back, make sure it's not to do nothing. In other words, don't just step back and be a vegetable. Step back and look at what's out there. Maybe do some study, examine opportunities, meditate more, things of that nature.
Sometimes I think the Queen of Discs is a lot like the Empress, but she's not exactly like her in one respect. She isn't necessarily saying choose yourself over others. I mean, there are aspects to that, but in this position, really, I think she's saying, do for yourself, that you are the person with that potential. And so even if there is, this stagnation that you're feeling now, ultimately Spirit says you're going to find the way. Things will show up to you.
Yeah, and I believe through meditation and contemplation, and really, really focusing on the whole thing. All right. Is it mine? Nope. Yes.
It is. Because the streams have been reversed. Sort of.
They have. It's no surprise to me. I've got one here. Oh. I can't wait to see. I hope it's good. Oh!
You want me to put it back?
I wish you could.
Bouquet. Coffin. Well, there's still flowers in that picture with the coffin.
Well, I would say this. There's a couple things that I could read into this. Actually, there's several. But one of them is it could be an admonition to you, Kara, from Spirit to say, use it or lose it. Because you have the coffin here, and then you have the gift. And I was going to say, that means to me you are gifted. You have gifts. But you need to start using them, or you could lose them. But also, I could look at this a couple other ways. And one is that maybe somebody from the other side might be trying to help you, with your gifts. Maybe you have an ancestor that you can call on that might be helping you with your gifts.
So just to interject in this part, we just said here, you said, kind of reinforces that. Like maybe the Spirit is saying, if you let it a trophy, it's not good, and so you should really use it. Figure out how to see those other things out there.
Yeah, it's interesting. We've got, in a way, kind of a death card twice in this reading. One is, in its typical aspect. Lenormand does not have a reversed, but the death card, of course, in the tarot is reversed. So I think it's really interesting. So it is saying, hey, there's no time like the present to grow this. And you have potential. It's really clear with the Queen of Pentacles there. You have that potential.
Anything else?
No.
All right.
That's what we have for you, Kara.
Pretty cool.
Tough love from Spirit today.
Yeah, but I think that the Lenormand kind of enforces what we're saying, especially what she's saying. All right, Kara.
Juan Marcia.
Talk to the dead. And you're welcome. All right, Marcia.
You sure can. General love reading. Okay.
Your turn.
Oh, yes. Okay. Just a minute. Mr. O, I can't decide. I want that one. Okay.
So, happy hour will be on Saturday at 10 a.m. for everybody who's interested. It's our one card pull for everybody, bringing you a spiritual divine message of positivity to make your day. Also, we're back on Sunday with our afternoon schedule, 2 to 4 p.m. Earlier that day, we will be here. Well, Banshee will be. I'll be in the chat room for the Material Matters, where you can learn the weekly tarot keys to success in business, education, and finance.
Oh, and is this happy hour the rush version, the rush hour version, because you have to go to work after?
1 hour and only 1 hour.
Yes. The rush hour version. I like that.
The happy rush hour. Thank you. Yeah, it's fun when you've been there too, hasn't it? Happy hour really gets so many cool people talking and stuff, so we love it. We're very grateful for that. Thank you for coming.
Sunny is sacked out here.
Whoa.
Oh, with my cards. Mr. O!
See, now you made me drop one.
I wonder if my hip chick tarot is in that bin.
Card. Oh dear.
Mr. O! You lost your hat.
I lost my head.
All right.
Marcia, general love question reading. Okay.
We have Justice upright. Interesting card for a love reading, but hey, there are applications. We have the Page of Wands reversed.
Page of Wands reversed.
We have strength reversed. I'm not liking the tone of some of this.
And strength and justice sometimes mirror each other in
They
certain
do.
respects.
They do.
I put justice in the middle, strength reversed to the left, and then the Page of Wands reversed to the right.
Well, I think in a way that's appropriate here. And what was the other one? The Page of Wands. So I don't know if you've gotten any kind of distressing news or something that was worrisome. Maybe a canceled engagement, or by that I mean like a date or a canceled meeting with somebody. Some disappointment with a message that you did receive. And the strength, well, let's see. So that's a Page of Wands. The strength card, drawing a blank on right now.
Well, I'm wondering if you're going to find out, or if you have found out recently, that the status quo of something changed in a way that makes you wonder where that positions you in the romantic area. Like maybe somebody you might be interested in, maybe their situation changed, and maybe there's something that maybe makes them more or less able to be accommodating. I'm just sort of feeling this more psychically. Nothing tells me specifically that, other than the fact that justice is, of course, about fairness or legal decisions. So a status quo could be changing for the better in terms of your point of view. Strength reversed may indicate that there's still work to be done here, though, in terms of freeing up the situation. So it may be that this change would take a while to happen, or there's some adversity affecting it. Like maybe if this is a change in somebody's status quo, maybe something is fighting that change a little bit. So the news may take a while to go towards you. Some of it looks like it will go towards you, but it's not totally for sure, in my opinion.
Oh my gosh. And I just said that about a date or a message.
Okay, yeah, she had there, yeah. So
wow, well, you know what? I was also going to say about
a reverse Page of Wands, missed messages or something like that.
I was gonna say, Marcia, because when I hadn't talked about the Justice card yet. I wanted to see where he was gonna go with the Strength card, but I'm thinking here. Now you've given me some information, but really, what I was thinking before I even saw that was that Justice and that Strength card go together with me, like you thought, Mr. O. But I feel like Justice. You need to stand up for fairness. You need to stand up for yourself. That's what I was going to say when I saw the Justice card. If you got disappointing news, a bad message, a canceled date, you need to stand up for yourself and be louder about it. Be a little bit more like, I'm not going to put up with this. Because the Strength reversed card is there. And sometimes when it's upright, it talks about, let's take things delicately and gently. But you know what? When it's reversed, it says sometimes you have to be a little bit more forceful.
So in terms of anything going forward, I'm thinking that the Page of Wands reversed may be saying too is play a little harder to get, or play a little bit. I mean, don't be mean or anything necessarily, but, make him, explain himself.
Well, that was nice that he did that, He seems to be, like I said, you got a mixed bag with that one.
You're compatible on a certain astrological level, as we obviously realize. So, there is something that probably draws you two together.
But there's just a lot of, issues with that one. Well,
Oh, it's the birds.
It's
For a minute I thought I drew the fish. I was going to say, there's lots of fish in the sea, but I drew the birds. And there are a lot of birds in the sky, but that doesn't mean the same thing.
This is really interesting.
Uh-oh.
Well, because I almost wonder if it's not pulling up what you said, because, or you might get a sudden communication from him, Or you might be angry about a communication you didn't get, or about a communication with Arthur. Because the whip is about, almost it reminds me of strength reverse a little bit here. And that there might be some angry words, or there might be some abrupt communications or actions.
So right, it's not like he really promised, but you were more or less expecting it, and then he didn't do at least the courtesy of a phone call. It does seem like maybe you're going to have an opportunity to kind of tell him what you think about that. But, it's up to you to decide how far to take it.
Yeah, and really, I think this maybe out of this whole thing, the lesson's really for you, is like, don't count on what he says. Is just sort of that. Or you could just get angry about it and, hope for fair play here. But it does look like something got canceled. Honestly, when I first saw that Page of Wands, I thought it was a canceled date.
There's nothing here that looks like there's anything deceptive going on, like he had a better date offer. Nothing like that. It may be that he just forgot, or that something came up and he forgot to tell you. That's probably the most likely scenario. I don't think he really deliberately led you on here.
Yeah.
So it may have another opportunity. I don't know.
Well, he's trying to avoid you because he didn't follow through, probably, and is hoping to just wait again till things, till maybe you forget about it.
So my feeling is you should still try to have the last word to some degree,
Yeah, and don't be afraid to push the envelope a little bit here, or at least in regards to the fact that you want to be treated fairly, you want to be treated respectfully. I think out of this whole reading, that Justice card is what stands out to me.
Scorpio here, and a lot of times we do seem a little callous or uncaring, but on other occasions we really do have deep feelings. It's just that for most of us it's really hard to show them to people in real time. We might do it in other ways, but we don't like to admit things in public sometimes, that we were wrong or that we did something wrong.
Hey, Scooter, we absolutely can fit you in tonight. We got a slow night tonight. We'll get you on the list. It's just you're actually up now. Well, yeah, you're actually up now.
Yeah, because we're saving Mama
we
T and
got two
Violet.
people we're saving for last, so...
Alrighty. Hey, Scooter.
Thank you for joining us. Go ahead and type your question.
So good night, Marcia. Thanks for coming again. Thanks for all you do.
Thank you.
We got that donation from you the other week, too.
That's
Thank
right.
you so
Thank
much.
Thank you very much.
It was very nice.
Yeah, did you actually pay us for your birthday reading?
Yeah, you should have done that.
It's free. We thank you. Okay, let's just see what we come.
God, I almost want to Google that name. I got my deck here.
Now, Mr. O.
And I'm going to use the Tarot of the Mermaids.
Okay.
You're welcome. What agenda does DB have for me within the next few months? His family has been watching me. Oh, this deck's messed up. Can't do it. We're going to switch to this deck. Back to the Tarot of the Northern Shadows. We do appreciate that. And many people are kind to us in many different ways. We appreciate all of you for all the ways that you're kind to us.
Yes, we have this wonderful backdrop thanks to one of our followers.
Mama T. She gave us
really
that.
Nice.
Gosh, I'm so excited. I don't know why.
You're here for the shenanigans.
I'm here for the shenanigans. That's right. There was an old TV show, I think, called Shenanigans. Was it like a charade style show or some sort of game show?
I'm sure it's one I didn't watch.
Shenanigans, shenanigans. Doesn't ring a bell.
Nope.
Mr. O, can you sing tenor? Tenor 15 miles away?
I just got the silent meow from Sonny. Sonny, I'm sorry. I have to shuffle somewhere. It's hard being a cat.
It is. Meow.
He wants to use my arm as an armrest, and I keep shuffling cards. There. Here, let's play with your toy.
Okay, Scooter. Wow, we have the Seven of Swords.
Ooh.
Now look at that picture.
That definitely sounds like somebody watching you.
Somebody has an agenda for sure.
Somebody has yeah. Let's see if we can see anything concrete here.
Five of Discs. Upright. These cards are upright too.
Yeah, okay.
This one isn't. It's the reversed Six of Swords. So, off the top of head, I think somebody wants you to stay in proximity to them, perhaps. Stay in the position that they would rather you be in.
Go ahead.
That Seven of Swords definitely has the feel that somebody is thinking about how to be covert or how to do something without being noticed. So it is something sneaky, perhaps. Maybe somebody has a plan or agenda. It may not involve physical things, but they want to not be noticed for what they're doing, perhaps. And then the Five of Discs here could indicate that you don't see this, or maybe they think you won't see this, or maybe they don't think you'll understand how it could or will affect you.
Well, I don't know, Scooter. I'm picking up some interesting vibes here. I have this feeling that they're not outright going to do anything right now. They are observing you. I do feel they have an agenda. See, the Six of Swords to me, like he said, he alluded to in a different way, is about staying in place, no movement. And so I'm taking that from their end. Like you asked the question, what does Derek have for me within the next months? His family's been watching me. What agenda? And I would say, well, they have an agenda to watch you. They have an agenda to see whether they should, that you fit in maybe with them or not. You know, sometimes the Five of Pentacles is about community. So if I look at that card and feeling like you're outside, you're from the outside looking in. And so I have this feeling here when I couple it with that card, the Seven of Swords, which is about hidden agendas and sneaky behavior. They're trying to look at how you either fit in or don't. How maybe they might keep you out of certain things. Maybe they're trying to keep somebody like Derek away from you, if that's what you're feeling here. But also the Six of Swords reversed indicates they're really observing things right now. They're not ready to really make a move. I think that's what I'm picking up from this combination of cards.
Well, another thing I'm thinking of is that maybe while they might be trying to keep you out or keep you in a position of some sort, they might also want you to keep you from moving forward too. So they sort of want you in a stasis that they choose in a way, for whatever reasons.
And maybe they're doing this because they're trying to keep you on your toes for some reason. We don't know the whole backstory here, so I'm just going to say maybe they're just doing, they like the idea that they know, that you know they're watching you. I mean, maybe that's what this is all about. They just are like, well, we're going to keep our eye on you. That's some of the stuff I'm getting from this combination of cards.
It's kind of interesting.
Toss the Lenormand and see. Maybe they're just trying to make you feel uncomfortable right now. But there's great news. Okay.
Clover, which is luck. and the sun, which is similar, success, good health, good fortune in general.
I really don't feel anything bad will come of this, or that it will stop you on whatever path, you're going in this situation. The sun is like success, and the clover is about luck and synchronicity and timing.
When all of us, not just you, say words like agenda, sometimes it kind of throws it into that little like, oh, what is that about? But maybe the agenda was really about good things, and that you were just, asking that, because it seems to me that these cards don't seem quite as pointed.
No, they don't.
In that direction. They seem to be indicating that maybe, the sun brings luck, that there's finding luck, the sun helps you find things. So maybe this is really saying that whatever's going on with Derek and that family, you said the family, right?
Yeah,
is really not necessarily a bad thing. It just might look like it because maybe they're not really being open about it. Maybe they're planning a surprise party for you. Maybe, there's just different things it could be.
The other thing about the sun is the sun can be about illumination. So it's possible here that in some lucky way, some circumstantial way, you may find out what you need to know on your own about exactly what their agenda is. And save yourself from some grief if that's the case, or at least it might put your mind at ease if it was nothing to worry about at all.
Right, understanding what was really going on.
Yeah. So I wouldn't rule that out either. That's a possibility when I see the combination of those Lenormand tiles together here.
Alrighty.
So that's what we have for you. I hope this makes some sense, Scooter. Thanks for stopping in for a reading.
And maybe we'll see you again.
All right.
Mama T.
Let's see. Mama T is
General
up, and
reading.
then Violet Lotus. Well, your deck. Oh, it was my.
It was.
No, okay, I got it. It's Gamalkin. Mama T, general reading.
I hope you're getting a good night's sleep, Mama T. Don't be waking up at 2 a.m.
Well, I think she has to get up at 2 or 3 a.m. or something to get ready for work, actually.
Oh, I see. So
that's get Rick ready.
Yuck. No spouse is worth getting up at 2 a.m. for.
He wouldn't do it for me.
Nope, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't be able to wake him. He sleeps like a log, this one.
I sleep
Unlike
with the
me.
fishies.
Shuffle.
Mama T, Mama T.
Oh, well, and just a little early tonight. Just fine. I admit I haven't written the card of the day yet for tomorrow. So I have to do that. Mr. O looks at me. I have ideas. I jotted down some thoughts.
Okay. Oh, we just got something. Scooter subscribed.
Yay!
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Yay,
you,
Scooter. There he
Yay!
is.
Oh, my
they are.
favorite cat.
Sonny thanks you.
Thank you, Scooter.
Appreciate
Good to have
that.
you on board. We have a great chat here you'll find if you come to our shows. All right. Did I just cut them and pick them up?
I don't know.
Do you cut them? And I picked them up.
Okay, see, Scooter, we're really impressive here.
Oh, God.
And we have cats.
Did you shuffle?
I did.
Okay.
I know
then
I
you
shuffled.
did. You cut them.
Yay!
Mama T, what a nice card to start with. And speaking of cats, this is our Grimalkin Tarot in honor of our cat's birthday month. All right. So the Grimalkin Tarot, that is the
Temperance.
Temperance card, as I said. And then we have the Four of Pentacles upright. So far, so good, Mama T. Oh, but then we have the Ten of Pentacles reversed. Well, this is a very interesting time for you indeed, and it seems to revolve around finance, which It's no surprise to me with some of the things we've been discussing lately, Mama T, but it's all about finance because, here we have the Ten of Pentacles reversed, and I think you are trying to deal with some difficult financial paperwork and situations right now related to family money, and that means you and Rick, your family money, which the conditions are not that good right now, so you are seeking help and assistance. And I think the Four of Pentacles is here in this regard because it's saying maybe it is time to assess, the value of what you have. Maybe you're doing a lot of that, assessing the value of what you have and also how to stabilize things, how to make sure you are secure financially. And temperance, well, what can I say about temperance? It's all about the balance, it's all about bringing balance, restoring balance to things. And I think in this case, it's twofold. Restoring balance to your financial life and maintaining a balanced, even body, mind, spirit while you go through this difficult process.
Even though we have that reverse 10 there, the 10 of Pentacles reversed, I think all these cards are good because what I think they're showing is that maybe you, either through your own actions with Rick or with other people, you're going to be working on budget reconciliations. So internally for yourselves, you and Rick decide, oh, we can't do this week, but we can do that next week, blah, 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 those kind of things. But also, too, you may also be able to get any sort of either professional help in terms of advice or just even what protocols exist for you to either, get help with budgeting problems, get help with finance problems. I just have a feeling these things are going to show up for you soon, that you're going to find a way to either reconcile debt or things like that. Maybe the landlord is going to come up with a new way of doing things that will be favorable. Something is going to happen that will be favorable. I think it will.
More first, Mr. O. Uh-oh. Oh, it's okay. That
right,
makes
it could be talking about what I just
sense.
said. It could be talking about what I just said.
Oh, boy.
So I had the Tower. And the Banshee has the Garden.
So, the Garden is an interesting card because it's about social occasions and events a lot of times. But I have to take it in context with what, with the other tile that comes up here and with the context of the reading. And what I think it means is that definitely reach out to people right now who can help you. And particularly people in, corporate America that have some knowledge of investments or finances but banking and financial advising and help. This would definitely be to your benefit. And, it's possible, Mama T, that what it's saying here too is that maybe, besides whoever is working with you on this now, it wouldn't hurt to maybe get some other advice if you feel you need it, to seek out somebody else's opinion or advice. If something just, if you feel like maybe more could be done or something's missing.
I think the Garden shows you're going to throw that out into the outer world, ask the various hive minds that you might be involved in, whether it's internet or other circles you might be aware of, to see what kind of advice you could get about getting financial help and or reconciliations and things like that.
The Tower is about corporations, finance. It could be government officials. It could be lawyers. It could just be people who, professional people who will probably guide and help you through this. So I think it's very interesting. This whole layout of cards is really interesting. I'm sure you'll find that too, Mama T.
Hi, Estelle.
Good luck with that.
You're next, Estelle, so go right ahead.
Well, Estelle, we can fit you in like right now. And then Violet Lotus.
We just keep trucking.
Well, it happens. We try to get people to the end that want to be at the end, but...
It's kind of interesting, Violet. We should all have a conversation because we've been aware now that, some people are saying, hey, it's easy to get, well, not easy, but I don't want to trivialize it, but 10,000 followers. And like, I don't know if I want to have 10,000 followers. I feel like that's a lot of pressure. A love reading for
I don't see
the Aries.
Oh, okay. I don't.
What?
Where'd you get that 10,000 follower thing from? I don't see that.
I was talking about what you mentioned about somebody earlier, the thing that they were promoting.
Oh, okay.
You don't remember that?
But you talked to Violet Lotus, so I'm not sure.
I'm just saying we should have a conversation about whether or not we really want to try to get 10,000 people here.
Okay.
Okay, maybe that's a conversation just for me and you, but...
Hey, all I know is I have over 3,000 on Twitter, and it can be hard to keep up with everybody the way I want to. I keep trying, but it's really hard to keep up with the people I want to keep up with. Of course, I have no intention on keeping up with all 3,000. I know they're there for the cards and other content, but there are some people I like to see every day, and it's hard to do.
I would just feel a lot of pressure if I was doing live readings and a couple thousand showed up for all of them. I'm like, number one, I can't really read for 2,000 people. So
well, obviously, we'd have to change our format to do different things like other readers do. And even the readers, like he was watching somebody the other day who had I can't remember, 2,000 in the chat or whatever it was. And it's like, he's not going to read for all those people. So that's just not going to happen. So there's a way to do it. And if we ever got to that bridge, we'd find a way to cross it.
No, if we find a bridge, it probably has a hole and we'll fall through.
Mr. Scorpio, this Aries doesn't think that way.
Watch where you step. All right, a love reading for
Hayne the Aries. Okay.
Okay, so, whoops. They have strength reversed.
There's that strength reversed again.
I know, we're getting it a lot. They have the Hermit upright. I like that one. And then they have Seven of Cups upright.
Well, it sure is an odd mix for a love reading.
Yeah.
That I will say. Are they having a problem in a relationship? Are they thinking of going off on their own? I mean, look, we have a Hermit card here, but we also have Strength reversed again, which indicates that things might be a little bit rocky.
I'm wondering if they're a little bit back and forth, like maybe they don't know their own mind, and so sometimes they think they want to be in a relationship, and then sometimes they sabotage relationships, Strength reversed, but still they're wearing their heart on their sleeve. They sort of feel like they know there's somebody out there, but they haven't found them yet, kind of idea. Star Girl. Hey, Star Girl. We're in a reading right now, but we can fit you in right after this.
Yeah, so we'll do our reading first for Asel. I almost feel like they're thinking about their options right now. That Seven of Cups here, or through, you said, love reading for 2022. I think during 2022, they're really going to be thinking about what they truly want in their life right now. Whether they want to be in this, if they are in a relationship, whether they still want to continue to be there, or whether they want to play the field more, because that Seven of Cups could also, be about that. And I feel they're really unbalanced here right now with that Strength card reversed, don't you, Mr. O?
Well, I think that maybe like I said bipolar, or I said something like that.
Well, I wouldn't use that term.
I don't like using the term, but I sort of feel like they're vacillating to some degree between being hermit-like and then maybe being too aggressive, maybe in romantic ventures, too withdrawn. Maybe that's too aggressive. I'm not sure.
It's like sometimes they have this urge to be alone, and other times they really aggressively pursue, a relationship. And so it is a little bit of a dichotomy here. That looks like what it's going to be for 2022. It just looks like this back and forth kind of feelings.
Right. It may be that they're not going to necessarily commit to any person at this time, and that they may be dealing with their own emotional back and forth. It may be that they will date or will have some relationships, but it doesn't look like they're going to be really permanent steady.
Right. The 7 could indicate to me, because it's upright, that it's hard for them to really settle and come up with a choice, a decision on what they want.
They don't want to choose. They don't want to choose, maybe, to some degree.
Or they're just confused by their choices. They really don't know.
Maybe they don't feel they still haven't found what they're looking for, to coin an old song.
Well, this is interesting.
So we have the dog. Once again, we're back with the furries. And we have the bear.
Well, it's really interesting to get this now that we got all these other cards. I'm trying to figure out how it fits. It's almost as if they're very, it seems like they really want to be able to trust in their relationships. I'm going to say that. They get a lot of power if they can trust in a relationship, or they feel more empowered. And maybe right now they're lacking that with those other cards there. I just feel trust is an important issue for them, and also feeling like they can they don't want to give up their personal power and authority. Maybe that's what it is.
Well, I don't believe you've ever actually explained, how you know this person, how close you are to them, if they're just a friend or somebody from your past. But I'm wondering if maybe you feel they are the dog, the loyal person, or that they are looking at you maybe as that loyal person, or that that's really what they want. They're looking for a loyal person.
All right, I like that too.
But,
almost like that.
But they may be confused about how they're finding them. They haven't really empowered themselves to really understand loyalty. So in other words, they may be going through some things that make them discount or not recognize better choices for them. Like maybe if the choice might be yourself, they're just not seeing you. You're not coming across to them, or that other possible choices for them aren't coming across for them. They're misunderstanding who's loyal, or they don't see that.
I'm not bringing you into this at all, Estelle, but what I am going to say is Mr. O might be onto something here for me, because I feel here that this idea of maybe that's what those tiles are saying, is that Hayne is looking for somebody who is, who's very, very autonomous, very self-empowered, and who will be loyal to them, somebody that they can trust, and somebody who is strong enough unto themselves. In other words, they're not a needy person. They're a person who can equal them in, and match them in personal power. That's kind of what I'm looking at with those runes now. I'm sorry, not runes. Lenormand tiles. That's the best I can do with this one.
So that's what we have, Estelle. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, good luck with that.
And now we're on Stargirl. And Stargirl asks
about S's feelings for them.
Yeah, what's S feeling for them? Okay, so do you want to grab a deck for that?
Okay.
You're welcome, Estelle.
Hey,
Hi, Austina.
Welcome, Estelle.
I saw you there.
Austin.
Thanks for that picture.
Hey, good to see you, Austin.
Good love and good light. We're doing the Irish thing, if you didn't notice.
For the next few shows.
you guys are kind of probably busy at your place of work, you know, with this season. I'm sure there's lots of cool green things coming out there.
Parties and things going on. Hey. All right. Well, I think I'm going to shuffle again. Chill. Okay. S's feelings. All right, Mr. O. Oh.
Talk
Very
about
cool.
green, eh?
Very cool.
Oh, those are cool. I'm looking at the rest of the pictures. Nice. You're as green as we are. Okay, Star Girl, we didn't forget about you. What is S's feelings?
All right. Okay, I just want to be sure at what I'm looking at here. And it is the Empress reversed. Ooh.
Okay, Star Girl, Empress reversed is first card.
The Ace of Swords upright.
Ace of Swords upright.
The Eight of Pentacles.
Oh, you're here for the shenanigans too? Figures.
Lisa!
Hey, Lisa. And 8 of Coins.
Guess that shirt's a winner, huh?
Woohoo! Okay, Star Girl. So, Empress reversed. And this is how S feels about you. I'm wondering... maybe it's possible that S thinks you're out of their league in some ways.
Well, are you stuck?
A little bit, but go ahead.
I feel that right now S is busy trying to figure out maybe how to achieve a conquest here, for want of a better word. You know, the Ace of Swords is about conquest and victory and success. So maybe S right now is trying to figure out what they can do to make things like, you know, going at this cold, I'm not really sure if you guys were in a relationship, you want to start a relationship. The Ace of Swords usually indicates the beginning of something, like a conquest, a victory, success of some sort. But they also feel right now that they're not getting through to you, maybe in some way. I don't know. I feel with that Empress card reversed there, I'm picking that up.
Or that you don't really notice them because maybe somehow it hasn't come across. Maybe they feel you're playing hard to get, or maybe they feel that you haven't shown interest. But that's what I get from that Empress reversed. I do agree with Banshee. They are really thinking about moving ahead with conquest of some sort.
Well, but also there's another thing about that Ace of Swords, and it might be that, you know, this could be also about, maybe you guys are going to start connecting more together if you haven't been, or communicating more if you haven't been, because the swords are about communication as well as conquest.
Yes,
so I
it's
feel
true.
like this could be the start of something working towards something. So I guess maybe when I look at this combination of cards, I want to say, Star Girl, if things have been stagnating, because that's also the Empress, if things have not been moving, if things seem stuck, the Ace of Swords, it seems like something is working towards more communication with S.
But S thinks this about you too in a way. So S thinks you're working hard towards your goals and your projects. And maybe S thinks that you're not interested in them or that you don't see them. So it could be both a little bit.
Well, it could be both a little bit too, because I don't. One of the things I will say about his intentions, if we're talking about wants you for sex, I'm not seeing that specifically here, but I will say the Ace of Swords kind of has that connotation in that he could consider you one of his conquests. In other words, I got to have sex with this one, So if you're feeling that way, I would say that that's slightly indicated here with these cards. And they want to work, they're working at it,
I don't have the last comment.
What?
I don't have that last comment.
Oh, I feel he wants me for sex only.
Yeah, it didn't pop up on me
Oh,
yet.
no.
Okay. So I was like, what are you talking about?
Sorry.
Who said sex?
I did.
You did, Star Girl. We both have a monitor, but that comment didn't show up on mine yet.
This is really interesting, I think. Let's see
I was
what
first,
Mr.
right?
Yeah. Oh.
Oh. You might be right.
You might be right.
Because the edge of the scythe is curling towards the ring, and the ring would be a proposal, a contract, and the idea of maybe something coming, an engagement.
But
it could be the literal idea of a marriage or engagement.
But something's cutting at it. Something's cutting at it. And so I'm wondering, I'm going to just say these things. And remember, the tarot's just a snapshot. You have to determine yourself how you feel about this. But when I look at this, I keep thinking this is saying to cut your commitment to this person. That maybe this is not a good thing for you. And that you should cut ties.
And it's interesting to note, too, that, of course, this could just be about them looking at you, too, because the general question was
that's right.
what they feel about you. But I just wanted to point out that the Sith, though, as a sharp object, is similar to the knife, and maybe they're looking at you that way. Go on.
Well, they're both blunt objects, sharp objects, but the thing is, too, that maybe that's what, maybe they don't want a commitment. Maybe that, because this question was about S's feelings towards you, they really don't want a commitment. But they are working on a conquest of some sort. So I think in a way that might answer your question.
You know what I did, Violet? I was on Top Chat and I hit live chat and it refreshed the screen, and then I did get Stargirl's comment, so I don't know if that'll help you.
So it's kind of weird. I would be a little cautious. I will say this. The cards in the first reading, in and of themselves, the tarot cards are not negative cards per se. But when it's coupled with the Empress card, I really feel there's something not moving here or stagnating that's not productive. So if you're looking for a commitment from S, that might be difficult to come by here. And I don't think S is looking for that. That's my feeling. I feel like he is looking for some sort of conquest. So interesting. And he's working on it. I don't know if you know that to be true, but it seems like he's trying to nudge you that way. My goodness. Good luck with that, Star Girl.
Well, thanks for bopping in, and I hope that helps.
Keep us, feel free to come back and tell us one way or another.
Makes so much sense. Okay,
what happened.
Cool. Thanks for the feedback. We do appreciate our feedback. Alrighty then.
And we are on... Ostino, did you want a reading? We can give you a general reading. Hey, we are filling out the time nicely, Mr. O.
Somehow it always happens, doesn't it? It's like that Partridge Family song.
It does.
Something always happens whenever we're together. You're welcome.
Hey, you're very welcome.
All right, here we go.
Aww.
I guess I'm going to use...
All right, let's see what we have. Use your
The mermaids again?
Mermaid.
I'm going to use my Mermaids Tarot. It's sort of a softer, sensual feel, so I do like it for questions about love or romance. Excuse me. I've had a very dry throat lately.
You know, I should have put on the humidity thing today. Our weather, crazy weather in Michigan.
Good old Mish weather.
But I guess not as crazy as some of the East Coast is going to get. They're going to get this bomb cyclone thing. All right.
Austin, your first card is the Moon reversed, followed by the Ace of Cups, or the Ace of Chalices. And then we have the reversed King of Swords.
Well, I thought I'd heard this from my weather people. I'm not sure exactly, Kara. I thought it was maybe it's below New York this time. I'm not sure. Okay, this is really, what is that last card?
King of Swords, reversed.
Reversed. Well, Austin. I think something could be happening. I think the Ace of Cups indicates that. The Ace of Cups is the beginning of love or friendship or relationship in your life. Something that brings great joy.
Emotional pleasures.
And the Moon, well, the Moon is usually, can be a romantic card. It's reversed here. I think what it's saying, though, is when it's reversed is something is going to be revealed to you. Maybe somebody's going to reveal their intentions to you.
Well, I'm wondering if maybe that's what it is about the King of Swords, is that the revelation is something that kind of takes you by surprise, because maybe you don't feel that person or that interest was there. Like maybe you don't understand why they might be interested in you or what that is. It just sort of sounds like it throws you off balance. The revelation, finding out that maybe you do have a secret admirer, that somebody is moving closer to your sphere, may throw you off balance, because it may also be too that you might feel that either if you got more involved with them, you might find that they depend on you more for strength than you might like, that maybe emotionally they might find themselves needier to some degree. But that's sketchy for me right now.
Yeah, I don't know how I want to relate the King of Swords reverse to this, other than to say, you know, there's definitely love in the air in March. I feel like you just got to be careful of the choices and decisions you make in that regard. In other words, don't, you know, the ace is pretty powerful, so I would just say the King of Swords might be saying, whoa, you know, don't get yourself all head over heels, you know, just make some practical, logical decisions here and
yes,
and make sure that this is right for you. But I definitely think something is going to happen, and let's see.
That's another way of looking at it, that the process could be headier to the point that you might find, you know, some of your reason is a little impaired, because that's what falling in love is about in a way. I know we're going to have to deal with that. Okay.
Yeah, we would need that in English. I don't know if I have a translate here.
Okay, what do you got? You have the garden, and I have the birds. Birds are in the garden.
Well, so this could happen. You would connect with somebody and communicate with people at a social gathering. I don't know if you're going to a wedding. I don't know if you're going to any kind of public events or any kind of big parties or gatherings. Oftentimes the garden is about that. And the birds is about communication. Another thing is, since the birds is with the garden, this could be a connection through social media. That's another possibility.
Well, I'm actually wondering if it is possible that you go to some gathering and maybe there's talk that you're aware of, and then when you finally get to the talk, you find out that maybe this is where the revelation of the mystery admirer sort of comes out.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
fine. No.
Well, you can always catch it on replay too, Austin, because it's at the end, near the end of our show. So, but it seems as though this meeting might happen, like I said, at a social gathering, where you just start up idle conversation with someone, and it leads to something else entirely. Or this could be, somebody that you're collaborating or connecting with, via social media.
I think it's a good bet that this probably is happening within this month or very soon after, if not.
Yeah. So we need to backtrack and hear something. If you missed something, do that. But it looks very positive, Austin, really, overall. Good luck with that.
And Lisa is up if Lisa's here for a question.
Well, Lisa or Geraldina. We'll see. Lisa, are you up? Well, Lisa would be first. Lisa, are you up for a question? Or are you just here for the shenanigans?
You're welcome, Ostino.
You're welcome. It looked very promising. I hope it's true. But if you're definitely going to any gatherings, eyes wide open.
Yeah, and I bet you that's where, like I said, the secret comes out, who's interested in you. Do it again.
Sonny.
Aww.
He's so silly.
That's our son, man.
He's my buddy.
So Lisa may have just dropped in to say hi. She's an old friend of ours, so thanks for dropping in, and I chat with her often.
So is Geraldina here? Possibly not.
I'm going to see if I can find out.
Have a good night, Ostino. Have to stop into that bakery soon. All right. Is it my deck?
Yes.
Okay, so if Lisa's not here and Geraldina is not answering, Violet Lotus, why don't you go ahead with your question?
Yeah, and we'll call it a night, I guess.
Oh, generally speaking. Does that... Clever. So that means you don't want a reading, you're just watching. Okay. And we're cool with that. All right. Oh, you are still here, generally speaking. Well, do you want a reading?
Today, one of my coworkers brought in the soup she made. It was fabulous. I almost thought about you for a moment because I know you're a cook too. It was kind of like a creamy chicken chowder. It had some carrots in it and some shallots. It's very tasty.
I'm not sure what to do. I'm here, it says.
Oh, okay. We know you're here. What do you want?
No, okay.
Do you have a question or general reading? Excuse me. I need a cough drop.
You do. Do you want a mint?
I'll take a mint.
I think I have one left Here you go. All right. I don't know what to say. Should we move on to Violet Lotus?
Well, we don't have their question either, or do we?
No.
Somebody give us a question.
Okay, Violet Lotus, go ahead with your question.
Okay, we could just do a general for you, Lisa. Why don't we do that?
Oh, okay. Write your question, Violet Lotus. We'll get to you next, but we'll do a general for Lisa.
So that's your deck, Barb.
I'm a looking. This one.
I don't know. Hats like this aren't actually my style, but I could probably get used to
No,
it.
I thought for St. Pat's Day you could do something different than the beanie.
Well, when I wear this hat, it makes me think of a friend of ours.
Well, so
It's not a bad thought.
it's a nice hat on you. It's a nice style on you. Come on, everybody. Tell Mr. O he looks dashing.
You know, a number of people have a little bit of a lag between us and that, so we do try to wait a few minutes just to see. We were probably getting a little ornery, so we apologize. The folks that come here from overseas, they really have some time lag on occasion. Okay, so we're just going to do a general for you then.
Mm-hmm.
See what's up.
The Hierophant, upright.
The Hierophant,
Oh my.
upright.
Yet the Hermit's reversed.
And the Hermit, reversed. How interesting.
I like this one. The Knight of Swords, upright. Look at that cat. Trying to balance on a sword, and is it going for the bird, jumping on the horse? I don't know. But it's cute.
Well, knights are about the movement of things, and they may pertain to actions or activities that are coming to you, or possibly you're going towards them. So the Knight of Swords would be talking about how you may be moving towards your next goals with a certain sense of speed and maybe some urgency.
Okay, the first card is, I forget.
The Hierophant.
Well, the Hierophant. The Hierophant and the Hermit. What an interesting combination here.
Mafia hat.
I know, I was laughing at that. Mafia hat. That's a good one, Kara. The Irish Mafia. The Leprechaun Mafia. Yes.
Oh, Saint Spigora.
Okay. Okay. So basically, the Hierophant upright is indicating this is a time for structure. You need a little bit more structure in your, in your life, whether it's for spiritual pursuits or studies or some other area of your life. It's just there's some structure or order that needs to take place right now in order to move forward. That Knight of Swords, that's a fast-moving card. The Knight wants to move fast. But maybe what these two other cards are saying, fast, don't go too fast, Make sure that you have everything you need in order and that you are making the right choices.
Well, maybe circumstances of some sort are propelling you towards this idea of formations and or getting things in order. But inside is that Hermit reversed who maybe doesn't want to do that or has reasons why they feel like they can go at their own pace or that they don't necessarily agree with all the concepts related to this goal.
Yeah, the Hermit reversed is kind of like, and I don't know if maybe you're doing anything so far as presentations go or something where you're communicating to like a bigger audience. But but maybe that's what this is about, and making sure you have everything in order and that, everything you need, and not to move too swiftly because it could appear, you could make some careless errors or mistakes.
Another thing about the Hermit reverse could be indicating that there are certain lessons you will need to keep in mind. Even if this isn't about changing things dramatically, there's just some things there that you want to keep in mind and remember. Your own past experiences provide a sense of wisdom that would continue to inform you.
So I hesitate to say if this is work-related or if it's just with some personal goals or projects or organizations that you might belong to, outside of work. But I'm kind of looking at it relating to something like that.
So let's do the Lenormand. It's me first, you think?
It is.
We're big on that.
Not that it matters.
No, it doesn't matter at all.
Oh. This has come up constantly.
Oh no, the garden?
You knew it.
I know. Stars and the garden.
Oh, your father may be moving in. Wow.
Oh.
Well, this is really interesting. Is it about that? Isn't it about that? I don't know. The garden and the star indicates to me again almost like being in front of people. Like there's some success here doing something for or with a bunch of people right now. This could be some social gathering. This could be, like I said, you doing some type of presentation. Something that brings you out in the public in some way, holds a lot of success for you right now.
Well, the Lenormand are not always connected to the tarot.
Right, and it was a general reading.
But a lot of times they can be. But I don't think this pertained to that as much. I sort of feel like what Banshee says here, that something really illuminating and maybe special kind of event or situation that you're involved in, and possibly connected through social media, through your greater sphere of friends somehow. So it may be, that just relative to that, maybe this is just sort of stepping out one more time to give a big show. And I'm not saying it's the last show you ever give, but maybe it's just like this is an important project to kind of shine some lights here. But then maybe the idea that, you'll be back to tackling these other issues.
Yeah, they might be two separate things. And what's really funny about this reading, Lisa, in a way, you really didn't have much in mind. You weren't sure, so we went general with you. And so I do think this reading is a little bit all over the place. So, but I do feel like the first part, the second part maybe, but I don't know.
Well, I'm wondering
if see them fitting together.
Yeah, I want to hear that again a little bit, because now I'm starting to look at that and sort of see like maybe, your father is still pretty with it from what we've talked about. So maybe, he has his own friendship circle, his own social media circle too, to some degree. And maybe
I don't know if it's social media in this case.
Okay.
When it was with the birds, that's why I went the social media angle. Okay. But with this, the stars are about connectivity too. There's so many stars in the night sky. I feel as though it could be about the internet, I guess. But
it might just be connecting him more firmly with you, but also more in the sense of your whole family and or all of his connections too. Like maybe it's just really saying this is really a good thing that you're doing that, despite the fact that it will create some changes for you. I didn't say the status quo thing this time. Sometimes the Hierophant sort of applies to the idea of a status quo changing one way or the other, but not in this instance.
And if it is about your dad's situation, then I would say that, like I said, there's going to have to be some order, some things are going to shift and change, and maybe some things are going to be a little bit, a little bit more static, in your household than you might be used to. Then with what's the other card reversed there? I can't see.
The Hermit?
Oh, the Hermit, that's right. Whoops. And it might also indicate that maybe there might be some changes with your social life in some way that is involved in this, and you're going to have some decisions to make here.
That's
You're
true,
going to
yeah.
have to have some decisions to make here in how to, make everything work. And that, I think, is what the Knight of Swords might be about in your father's case.
Because it is a card of work, too. A worker type personality.
Yeah. So
driven.
That's kind of what we have for you. A little bit haphazard reading for you, but that's what I'm looking at here. And I see Libra snuck in the room, so we're going to fix you in, Libra, but that's it. And then we'll do Violet Lotus and be done. Wow,
So good night,
talk
Lisa.
about people coming at the last minute today.
Hope
but
you like that.
It always makes things very interesting. All right, so let's see. We are on Libra. And Libra said general?
I think so.
Yep.
All right.
Your deck?
All right, now I'm back to the Nefertari. Well, good luck with that, Lisa.
Gotta take care of our family.
Thank you. Thank you, Violet.
Absolutely, we're done. But it was great to see everybody popping in the end. That was very nice. Especially Thursday nights, since they tend to be slower. So we were able to read for people who just popped in right away. Okay.
What?
Nothing.
General reading for Libra Cusp. You start off with the Page of Swords. Whoops.
A lot of sword cards tonight, too.
Page of Swords, or called the Knave here. Upright.
Yeah.
Then you have the Knight of Cups. But that one's reversed. And then you have the Three of Wands upright. So this may be our key card because it's about the coming or going of a matter. So maybe something emotionally not as impressive for you. Maybe it's hurtful a little bit. It could be about, maybe it's about a younger person and their own need to be in charge of themselves. I sort of get that also from the Three of Wands in a way too. It may be, it doesn't have to be a young person, but it does seem to be about situation where maybe somebody is trying to be free or to be in charge of themselves, and maybe this emotionally upsetting to you or to others in the situation for some reason.
Well, if it's about a younger person, like a child, one of your children, it could indicate that maybe there's some problems in school right now, and so now is time to strategize how to get things right again. I'm just saying that if it is that, but I'm looking at that I'm looking at that Knight of Cups, Libra, and I'm wondering here if something is just making you unhappy right now. It seems as though it may have to do with how to communicate or how to get off the ground some plans or goals that you really want to see materialized for yourself. I look at that Page of Swords here as possibly trying to communicate or make some moves or decisions in regards to some plans or goals or projects you want to get off the ground, but it's as if you're not really happy with your progress. You can't seem to do it. Something is in the way, or something is making you very unhappy about this.
Right. This is really more about you. There is no external person here. I mean, that could be yourself in a way, a person who's trying to be diplomatic in all this, but that maybe there's something that bothers you about the sense of control or where the planning is going.
Hey, Lauren, I just want to cut in. I'm sorry we can't fit you in today, but we'll be on from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next Thursday, and from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. And if you want a positive message from Spirit, join us for our happy hour at 10 a.m. Saturday, where we do a single card draw for people. But today and Sundays are when we do our live streams and we do these longer readings for people.
Yeah,
but
we're actually into overtime.
Yeah.
We'd love to, but it's been a long night for us. So
we're sorry, but we thank you for stopping in, and do check us out again. We'd love to read for you.
All right.
All right, so that's kind of what we're looking at here, Libra. Is there anything else you wanted to add? I had to cut in to do that.
No, I don't think so. I think it's really maybe about your own sense of dissatisfaction with what this situation may be. It could be
progress.
About progress plans. You sort of just don't see them going exactly as quickly as you want or exactly where you want.
But what's really funny about it, Libra, is that the page and the Three of Wands is up right here. It seems to me that, is it just maybe your attitude right now? Maybe are you going through a phase of depression or something that is slowing you down? Because I look at those two cards upright.
That's right.
And I feel like you should be able to do this. You should be able to get this off the ground. Or you should be able to solve whatever is wrong here. If it's like I suggested in the beginning, if it's about a child, one of your children instead of you.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking the Lenormand will probably give us a little more help, right? Uh-oh.
I pulled 2.
Oh, okay, so we're going to keep him. That's okay. I'll make
It's
you pay
kind of
later.
like that.
So, the book followed by the Sith. And of course, we determined that the Sith is pointing away from the book, which is a good thing.
So I think that basically you have to cut to the chase here and get to the heart of the matter. I think that's what this is saying. The book is reversed, and so it's indicating to me, or no, I'm sorry, the book is in front. It's indicating to me that, through getting to the heart of the matter and learning the facts, you'll be able to cut through the red tape or whatever is holding you back from solving this problem, from reaching successful conclusion to what is wrong.
Right. Knowledge is what's going to help you with the situation. I sort of feel like there's so much vagary here that maybe it must happen for you too in a little way.
Well, this one is not so vague in that you need to just stop, like maybe there's too many thoughts in your head, or too many emotions, and now it's time to just cut that out. Cut that out and look at the facts of the situation, the fact of the matter, and make a breakthrough here. I think that's what it's saying.
I'm good.
Okay.
All right, thanks, Libra.
That's what we have for you. And our last reading of the night is our moderator, Violet Lotus. Violet Lotus, you are up.
Our long-suffering moderator. Putting up with us.
Thank you for all the hard work today. You did wonderful. Ah.
Oh, that
Nature
sounds nice.
spirits, yeah.
We all need to be in nature more.
I so feel it.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
For years, we had some friends that used to do a spring equinox ceremony.
Hey, we used to do some good ones.
Well, we did that too, but we mostly attended theirs because they did the one and we did the other one.
That's true.
And they kind of restaged parts of Monty Python's The Holy Grail for their ceremony. It was just like a little bit of a theater part that they threw in there. But it was a lot of fun, and we always liked the spring equinox. Whether we celebrated it ourselves in a ceremony or whether we attended other people's.
I can't wait to get out more, really, and just even sit outside again. I just love being outside, even here, because when I sit outside here, we have so many birds around us in the area. The bird song is just constant. It's really very cool. Okay. I love it. I'll get to that why I love it in a minute. The Chariot reversed. It's really funny. We have the Chariot reversed, which is kind of like sputtering a little bit. But then look what we have here. We have the Page of Swords, the Sky Kitten. And the Sky Kitten seems to be moving there. Wow! I just want to make sure I got this right. Oh, it's Justice reversed. Consequences, it's called on this card. Well, I think Spirit is saying here that, definitely being stuck indoors. Look at that Chariot there. Stuck indoors as really, caused some imbalances perhaps in in your psyche and in your spirit. And that free-spirited Page of Swords there is indicating, yes, you need to move. You need movement. And even, I think, what this is possibly saying to you, Violet Lotus, that walking meditation might be good for you. You might learn a lot through walking meditation. I don't know why, but when I'm seeing that Page of Swords look like that, that's what I'm thinking here.
Well, I think the Page of Swords is the card that, to me, feels like they're in the elements in a different way than the other pages. I mean, the Page of Cups is in the element of emotions, but clearly I always feel that energy of the wind. And to me, when I think about nature, to me, that's the biggest part of it in a way, is that's the living part of it. The trees are alive, but when the wind courses around, you feel that vitality.
And look at that card. That is a spring-looking card to me.
Totally. Totally.
So it is saying take advantage of this time and learn from nature. I think that's also the message from Spirit, because the Page of Swords is about learning and gaining knowledge.
The Chariot reversed, well, when the Chariot's upright, it's really a very worldly card. It's a card about dominion to some degree. It's a card about being competitive, taking charge, coursing towards something. So it has worldly aspects. But the world of nature is not that.
Like that.
Is not
exactly,
like that.
And that's why it's reversed here.
And so that's why it's reversed, because it's saying don't be in the rat race, the chariot race, the rat race. It's saying really take your time, slow down. Don't get on the chariot. Just sort of wander through the fields instead of ripping through them.
Exactly. Don't try to rush to a finish line, because actually it's the journey itself that is the victory, is the win. It's what you learn along the way. It's all the bumps and bruises we go through along the way as well. So take your time in getting there and smell the flowers and get out there and learn the lessons that nature has to offer for you.
I think
and
the message,
things will come back in balance once more.
The message is clearly that, as Spirit is saying, that's where you need to be. I think a lot of us, we just suffer during the darker time of the year. even if we live in better climes, because we just know there is that diminished sunlight. We don't see it for as long. We need to get back out, and Spirit is telling you, you need to get out there and recharge your, what is that?
That's justice.
Justice, okay,
reverse.
consequences.
That's why I said everything will come back in balance again if you do that. And the reason I saw justice reversed there is I thought it went really well with the Chariot, because I looked at those two cards as indicating being stuck because of winter, you know. And now the spring is here, and there's movement, and there's learning and growth once more.
Well, this is Major Arcana 11, and that one is 7, and that's 18, and 1 and 8 is 9.
Uh-oh, he's doing his numbers
I'm doing
again.
my numbers. So 9, of course, is the number of renewal, a cycle happening over again. So I think it's time. I'm going to pull out 2 Lenormand this time.
What?
I almost did, actually. I can see them here, but I'm going to let one go.
It happened. I didn't even feel it until I got them out.
And I have a repeat.
Uh-oh.
But it's not that one.
Okay. You know, the 6th has been coming up a lot today.
It's not that one either.
Oh.
It's
The mice.
Those darn mice. And the book. So the book came up last time too. And then the mice has come up once or twice. Well, knowledge may help what worries you, that you need to find out some things. And maybe since we're pertaining to the Spirit's message, is I think it's literally literal, that you need to just immerse yourself a little bit in some of that, understand that, and that whatever those little troubles are that you still may have, it's going to start working on them. I mean, it's going to give you information maybe on what to do about that.
Well, I think I'm going to say, in relation to your question, that you know, the book can be metaphorical here. It's about knowledge, it's about learning, but we are talking about what can be gained through nature. And I feel here strongly that this is saying that, because of the way the other cards went, that what you will learn through nature will be very healing to you. You will be able to alleviate some of the stress in your life. Some of the troubles will just seem to melt away and seem a lot less significant once you're out there breathing the fresh air again and listening to the sounds of nature. It can be very healing. And through that, learning about how to deal better with those things in life that you are struggling with.
And it seems to me, too, that when it comes to kittens or cats and mice, the mice don't stand a chance.
Okay, you saying that Page of Swords is going to attack those mice?
I didn't say that.
Okay.
You did. No, it's just going to give them perspective.
I see. Okay. That's what we have for you. I think that was an awesome reading, actually. It makes perfect sense.
It really went along with what you were talking about, I think.
Well, I think it did, because at first the first thing when I got the Chariot was, I thought, yeah, stuck inside doing nothing all winter long, stagnation. And that takes a toll on us, you know, it does. And then, of course, with Justice reversed, again, that showed the imbalance. But that page there is flying pretty high. So, good luck with that. Hey, you are welcome.
You're
Nice
very
reading.
welcome. Mm-hmm.
Nice readings for all today. We wish everybody well, and thank everybody for, filling out past the time again. Oh my gosh, how will I ever get my work done tonight? Burning the midnight oil once more, Mr.
It was a great show tonight. A little bit of everything happened for us. We got a new subscriber.
We got a donation. We got just nice comments. Thank you all. And we hope to see you again at our next show. Don't forget, happy hours is Saturday. You know, things have been really rough right now. We've got a lot of scary things going on in the world. Come and get a positive message from Spirit at our happy hour. Always uplifting, always fun. We'll see you Sunday at 10 a.m.
Thanks, Violet.
Take care, everybody. Hope to see you soon. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye-bye.